All right, guys, so AOC made some headlines because she refused to back Biden for 2024, at least not this early. Well, you're not going to see, I watched the entire interview. It's on the CNN YouTube channel. There's another part just before this where Dana Bash asks Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's like flabbergasted at the fact that AOC is backing some candidates who are primarying other Democrats. She's like, ooh, are you turning on your colleagues? And, you know, AOC's like, well, I mean, I agree more with the people who I'm endorsing. And she's like, how impolite. So, it's funny, the sentiment that Dana Bash has, which is like this insider conventional wisdom of like, don't you ever endorse against other Democrats if you're an elected Democrat, because that's bad form. Yeah, that's just pathetic that Dana Bash is like, of course, mirroring the sentiment of the Nancy Pelosi's and the Chuck Schumers and the ultimate corporate Democrat insiders. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to AOC, look, she didn't really go to bat for Nina Turner. Like, on the last day, she endorsed Nina Turner tepidly in like a email or some shit. So she doesn't always buck the party. Oftentimes, she falls in line for the party. So, but anyway, here's the portion on Joe Biden. This is interesting. We'll watch and then we'll talk about it.
Before we go, I just want to ask about President Biden. He is saying he's going to run again in 2024. Will you support him?
You know, if the president chooses to run again in 2024, I mean, first of all, I'm focused on winning this majority right now and preserving a majority this year in 2022. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I think if the president has a vision, then that's something certainly we're all willing to entertain and examine when the time comes.
That's not a yes.
The way she says that, that's not a yes. She's like mortified.
Yeah, you know, I think we should endorse when we get to it. But I believe that the president has been doing a very good job.
Oh my God. Every now and then you see the flashes of the old outsider AOC, but oftentimes you get this. You know, she goes right back to, oh, fuck, I'm an insider. Yeah, he's doing a great job, I think. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, like, soften the good thing she said of, like, I'm not going to endorse him now. She's like, but, I mean, he's doing a really great job, obviously. No, he's not. He's not doing anything even remotely close to a good job, and you know that. His approval rating is lower than Donald Trump's was at this point in his presidency. How can you defend Biden given that he's doing nothing? He's sitting on his ass all day. He's not signing any good executive orders. He's not eliminating student loan debt. He's not legalizing marijuana. He's not freeing the nonviolent drug offenders. He's not lowering drug prices, which he can do with the swipe of a pen. He's not even breaking up Build Back Better and doing standalone bills on, like, universal pre-K, for example, which is something that would at least put political pressure on the right and on Joe Manchin and on Kyrsten Sinema. He's doing nothing, AOC. He's doing nothing. For the love of God.
So far, and you know, should he run again? I think that I think it's we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
But right now we need to focus on winning a majority instead of a presidential election.
Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
I mean, this is all so useless. If you're going to be the left flank in Congress and you're not out there hammering Biden to sign more executive orders and to sign them on the important issues, if you're not hammering Manchin and Sinema every time you open your mouth and saying they're blocking progress, it's their fault, it's their problem, they need to get out of the way, they need to listen to the opinion polls. Joe Manchin needs to listen to the West Virginia voters who want him to do Build Back Better, who want him to do universal pre-K, who want him to do elder care, who want him to lower prescription drug prices, who want him to do extended child tax benefit. If you're not saying that, you're part of the problem. Look, when you're in Washington for an extended period of time, people seem to genuinely lose touch, you know, and they start to, I could play that insider-outsider game. Well, how's that working?
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.